Welcome everyone to the Voice of the Terminus show. Today we are doing our player Q&A and we have a special guest with us. Lokiel, say hello.
Hello everyone.
And we have Josh with us. Say hi, Josh.
Hey guys.
And Lex, of course.
What's up, people?
So, we're here to interview Lokiel from the community. And let's get the show rolling. Josh, you want to go and start it off with the first question?
Yeah. So, Lokiel, tell us a bit about your gaming background.
Well, it started off about whenever I was 4 years old playing Diablo with my father and my brother, and it kind of just went on from there. Usually it was Blizzard games, and first MMO I started with was World of Warcraft back during Vanilla. Played an undead warrior because the undead were the best.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, what got you interested in Pantheon?
Well, my friend Zarky showed me Pantheon, and I immediately saw the ogres, and I was amazed because people were making ogres that weren't stupid. They actually had tactics. They had a ability to think, and not just, I am ogre, you smash.
Gotta say, I do love that about the ogres.
Yep. So, what is currently the most exciting thing for you in Pantheon?
Just the idea of getting, like, start fresh. Just something new that nobody knows about completely.
Cool. What class and race are you likely to pick, and why?
Ogre Direlord. I shall rule through fear and blood as the king of ogres.
And, you know, to add on to that real quick, the side question. The Ogre King, you've introduced yourself many times in our Discord as the Ogre King is here and whatnot. How did you come up with that? Is there something behind this?
Well, just that I feel that I'm going to be doing the most testing when it comes to ogres, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they are as pristine and shined as they can possibly be, so that whenever the rest of the community comes to see them, they're going to be like, oh wow, the ogres look so amazing, we should all play them.
Cool.
Oh yeah, as a developer, that's what I love to hear from people. So, what's your least favorite race and class?
That's gotta be the Scar and Paladins. I'm sorry, Lexer.
Oh,
sorry.
well, you kind of made up for it with the Paladins, so I'll forgive you this time.
And if you had to choose between the two, which one would you pick and why?
As in, which one would I pick that would be worse?
Yeah.
If you had to choose between playing a Scar or a Paladin, which one?
I would rather play a Scar than a Paladin, and if I had the choice of the worst thing ever, it'd be Paladin. I just can't stand people with like, oh look, I've got a little shield, I've got a little sword, I use the light. No, two-handed weapons, blood and fear.
I like this guy.
Scar's cool. So yeah, what mechanics are you most looking forward to in the game?
The acclimation system. Just the idea of having to like go to different areas and wear different clothing to either not broil myself alive in the desert sun or not freeze myself to death in the Arctic. Just the idea of the weather actually has a place in the game instead of just looking pretty.
Yeah. So, if you could play Pantheon right now, what would you do and where would you go?
Ogre starting zone. I'm going to discover everything there is about them. I'm going to find every little spot.
Nice.
Cool. So, cats or dogs, mate?
Cats.
Cats. Okay, so we have
I have an entire backyard full of them.
Cool. Tell us about one of your most standout or funniest moments in your previous MMOs or previous MMO experience.
Okay, that's got to be playing my Dwarven Brewmaster during Mist of Pandaria. It was during the dungeon of the Gates of the Setting Sun, and we are on the final boss. The rest of the group had managed to crack the Kuchang shell, and they had all wiped. So it was just me rolling around, shooting Jade Lightning at it to try and take it down without getting hit, and surviving as long as possible. It took me about like 5 minutes to take it down, but I finally got it. Even though wiping and doing it over again probably would have been faster, it just felt really cool.
Cool. And if you had to pick 3 things to be implemented into Pantheon, what would they be and why? Could pick, not had to pick.
Well, I would love dungeons that aren't entirely based around combat. You know, sometimes just nice puzzles or having to leap around certain places, sort of like what they did in Guild Wars 2. I know there's not a lot of amazing things with Guild Wars 2, but all of their jumping puzzles actually felt really good.
Mm.
And for the third thing, I would like to add just a plethora of mounts. Just lots of different things.
Yeah,
It gets really samey with just horses.
that's true. What's your number one thing in the game, Tenets, that stand out, and why?
Well, the thing that I enjoy most from it is whenever they wrote a belief that the greatest sense of accomplishment comes when it is shared and earned. Because honestly, a lot of MMOs these days have just become like solo jobs. You can do everything by yourself and you don't need anyone else. The fostering sense of community is what I love about MMOs.
Cool.
What is your number one thing from the Pantheon difference that you would like to see in-game the most?
Housing. I want a beautiful house. I want to decorate it with weapons. And possibly I want to dig a nice hole in the ground and make a underground city.
Cool.
I was thinking some kind of alternative lifestyle dungeon. I was just like, where is this going? So if you could spend a day with a single person from VR, who would it be and why?
Probably Kilson, so I can watch everything fall off bridges.
So, are you a person that enjoys playing with one character, or are you an altaholic?
Oh, I am an altaholic, but I will be maining ogres. I will definitely main ogres.
So like an ogre for every single class?
Well, that means I only need 4 characters.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, not many.
I mean, ogre druids do sound pretty badass.
Mm.
Yep, that's true. So, what is your guild preference?
What do you mean by that?
What do you look for in a guild? What, you know, if you were like if you're like not in a guild right now, what would you be looking for in a guild? What would, you know, attract your attention?
Well, certainly a good sense of community. A group that likes to do dungeons, farming, raid content, and most certainly roleplay, because that's what keeps me interested in the game long after every raid's been taken care of. And collecting nice-looking armor so that you can dress yourself up, because fashion is the true end game.
So what other interests do you have outside of gaming?
Well, I happen to enjoy playing Pathfinder and D&D. I'm currently working on running a game bi-weekly on Tuesdays.
Very nice.
So the most important question here, obviously, is cake or pie?
I've got to go with cake. I prefer the softness to the crunchiness of pie, especially whenever it comes to chocolate cake.
It's like crunchy pies. What kind of pies are you eating?
Yep.
There's nails in these.
Probably pies with almonds and pecans.
That would do it. I've always been a fan of just the berry ones. So, okay. serious one now. Do you have a ritual for longer gaming sessions? And if you do, what are they?
Oh, I do. If I'm planning to play more than 5 hours at a time, I load myself up with about a 12-pack of energy drinks, and I go to the nearest chicken place, and I get myself a box of 20 spicy tenders so I can just live in my room for a couple days.
Must admit, I don't think that would last me a couple of days, but that's just me. So, who is the VOT host with the most in your mind?
I've got to give it to Lexer because it appears we are Dire Lord friends.
What's that?
Screw you, screw you, die jobs.
What's that? 2-2? 2-2? It's 2-2-0.
Yeah.
Josh, you're doing something wrong, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe the change of colour might help.
I think I need to start wearing hats or something like that.
So, black or white?
Black. It's a much better Dire Lord color.
Hell yeah.
And what if you could say anything now to VR? You know, anything off your mind, you can say anything to them. What would it be?
I would probably tell them to slightly work on their communication skills with their VIP members.
Okay. So, as you can see, guys, we rolled through these questions very, very fast. You know, it was like clack, clack, clack.
It's like we knew what we were doing.
Exactly. And that
it's almost as if we planned this.
It's almost as if this was planned. So, it's a very short show today. Surprise! We can do shorter shows than an hour.
We still have
Unless
some
you
fun
have
questions, though.
Yep, we still have some fun
Yeah, if you
questions.
have anything extra.
So actually, yeah, you know, you guys out there, you know, because we still are well within our time frame. If you've got a question you want to ask this gentleman, type it in chat, and we will ask him. And while we're waiting for you to write those questions, maybe Josh wants to ask him a fun question.
Yeah, boxes or briefs? Which ones?
Briefs. I have to give it to the support.
Nice.
Support for the support. Okay,
I
here's
never
one.
play support.
Here's one that could make or break our relationship right now. Mac or PC?
I'm a PC guy.
Good
That's
man.
what I wanted to hear.
Very good.
I just don't find Macs really good for gaming.
No.
Well, the support hasn't been, you know, the what it was meant to be. There's not a lot of support towards these games.
Let's face it, Macs do two things very, very well. One, they make great paperweights. And two, they sync with the best of them.
That is true.
Right, so a question from Dayhawk is Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg, which one do you think Joshua looks like?
Matt Damon.
And I'm actually pretty upset that nobody even noticed my hair. You know.
I noticed.
There's two dye jobs.
Hello.
I mean, we know that Yarnilla's usually sitting in the dark like a hermit, but you can still notice the hair color.
Yep.
All right, so here's another fun little question. Pasta or pizza?
That is actually a very toughie.
That is a toughie. Mm.
Because you can do so much with either of them. It's like pasta, you can use chicken, you can use tomatoes, you can use just about anything. They're essentially kind of like the same food, but like made slightly differently. Because you can do the same thing with each of them. I mean, I know recently that they have like Alfredo pizzas now with like Alfredo sauce, mix of cheese.
I was gonna say if I was on the receiving end of that, I'd be like, why choose? Combine them.
Exactly.
And
I just don't think pasta would bake as well on pizza.
Oh, it does.
It doesn't.
It does. It does. You just got to do it right. You Americans don't know how to make a proper pizza. Trust
I
me.
do so.
No,
I look
you
at the
don't.
menu
No,
and
you
I
don't.
order what I want.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Pizza and pasta work pretty well together. Anyway, just some information as we wait for further questions, if any come in. Next week, we will have Fogzor on the show to do our player Q&A with us. So Fogzor will be joining us next week to do the Q&A. We're looking forward to getting to chat with her a bit more, and we're going to have to think of some really cool, fun questions to ask her, because she already knows all these questions. So we're going to have to think of some new ones to see what we can do to throw off.
Jayhawk's got another great one.
What? Oh, that's a good one, yeah. What new race would you like to see?
That's a good one.
Let's see. We've already got the tech race. We've got dwarves. We've got humans. Probably something Draconid of sort. We've got the Scar, and they're kind of reptilian, but they're not far enough on the spectrum.
Actually, that brings up a question for me. What is it about the Scar that you don't enjoy?
I don't know. It feels like they're a little half-baked. Like, they have their war side, but they haven't, like, perfected it to an art form like I would expect a mostly territorial evil race to do. They haven't, like, brought it around yet. They're just in the beginning stages of, like, colonization and war.
And they smell.
I could go on forever about the Scar. I'm not going to, though, because that's not what this show is about. Today.
Right, it's about ogres.
Today, it's about ogres. Although I will say that ogre is my fallback choice, as the Scar don't come the way that I want them to.
Yeah.
Relating to ogres, what kind of additional classes could you see for the future for the ogre race?
Let's see. Well, honestly, necromancer could easily fit ogres. Increasing your army is always a good thing, especially if you can use the enemy troops.
I could see that working, actually.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. In terms of ogres, if racials are a thing in Pantheon, what would you like to see for your beloved race?
Well, I know one thing would be incredibly unbalanced and unusual, but being able to wield the two-handers of smaller races as a one-hander.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. It'd be very difficult to balance. I know WoW did that. What was that, when they did the dual spec thing?
I hated what they did with, like, two-handed fury.
Yeah, I don't remember everything. I just remember that it was called Titan Grip, I think. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to give it another 6 more minutes, guys. You've got 6 more minutes to ask questions. And if anybody in chat wants to be on a player Q&A show with us, you just got to hit us up. We'll send you out the information, what you need, when we do the show and everything. We'll shoot you the questions that we ask, and then we can get together and plan getting you guys onto the show, because it's the player Q&A is there for you. It's for the community. We want to interview everybody from the community, and introduce you into the Pantheon world. Because we're going to be playing with you guys. We're going to be hanging out, and maybe grouping together or going on raids and whatnot. And if you ever want to come on, go for it.
My question to you would be, what do you think is how long do you think it should take for you to get to the end level, so to speak, from your past experience?
Let's see. I know back when I played WoW in vanilla, it took a long time to get to max level. So I'd say about a month would be a good time to like just go through most of the content to get to max level, not to do all the in-game content. Because that gives you a good time to like simmer through all of the levels, see some of the world.
Mm.
Yeah.
We have another question from chat. Also, again from Dayhawk. Taking epic weapons for classes into thought, do you think there should be epic-like items that are based on races only? Doesn't matter what your class is.
That would be horribly difficult to balance, but I would love to see it. Just like a giant ogre war mace that just like gives an increase to wisdom and strength, because that's about most of the stats that the ogres use.
Yeah, well, you know from your role-playing times that any giant class goes up a dice level, kind of, in damage, done with that item. And how do you actually translate that into a game such as this? Otherwise, everybody will play ogres.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem for the developers.
Yeah.
Well, to balance that out, you can just make it much slower than most weapons so that it doesn't hit as often, but it hits much harder. So you can have it based on abilities that reset your auto attacks to work into ogre rotations.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, here's another question. I'm pretty sure you surf the forums quite a bit. What's the most interesting discussion that you've seen on the forums?
Probably
and it's okay to say you don't go to the forums.
Oh, it's got to be the voices of a Terminus contest, because that has shown me some of the most amazing things I've ever seen. The community has been amazing for that.
You mean the VIP contest?
Yeah.
Yeah, the VIP contest.
Okay, yeah, that's not actually us.
That's not us.
No.
That's not us. No, that's the community together.
That's all the VIPs.
Yep. I had something I wanted to ask, and now I just lost it. Actually, no.
Oh, no.
I have an announcement as well, because thanks for mentioning contest. I'm currently thinking of doing another contest pretty soon. I'm gonna have to talk to Lex and Josh, and we're gonna have to figure this one out. But I'm thinking of doing a contest, VOT contest. This is now a VOT contest, for our stream layout. We want people to create a complete new set of stream layouts for all the shows that we do. Camera windows, background imagery, etc. for all the shows, be it our mechanic shows, player Q&A, dev Q&A, crafting discussions, open discussions, and so forth. I'm thinking of launching this sometime maybe August, September. So once we have all the details worked out and how far we want to go, we'll be having another contest. So look forward to that.
Now, with this upcoming contest in mind, I'm kind of curious myself what the prize might be.
Put
him on the spot.
You put me on the spot right now. Yeah, we'll have to see what what we're going to do for prizes. I'm thinking of maybe doing a mid-level pledge. Maybe a few merchandise goodies or something like that. Maybe actually might even do a complete mix-up. Actually, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do a mix-up of prizes. We'll put some actual real life stuff in there. We'll do. I think we'll do a mug, t-shirt. What else could we do? Mouse pad and
hats.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look into hats for that. I'll have to have a look into that. But we'll do a goodie package and a $50 pledge that you can give away to a friend or whatnot if you've already pledged. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a mix.
I was waiting for the last of the Silver Fox clippings.
Well, maybe Josh can throw those in. Maybe Josh can throw those in.
The ladies will go wild, and some of the guys too. You know.
Right. So, as you can see, guys, it was a fairly short show. I think this the shortest show we've done.
Short but fun.
Yep. So it's the shortest show we've done. So that's a first. So congratulations.
The first fun one we've done.
Congratulations, VOT, especially the first fun show. Josh actually dyed his hair. I only put in coloured hairspray, so this is gonna wash out. I'll give you guys.
I pruned my beard specifically for this stream.
I'll give you guys.
And I shaved mine off.
Because you all missed the Silver Fox. Next Thursday, I will give you guys Silver Fox back. I'll dye my hair silver next week. Okay, so look forward to having the Silver Fox back with you next week. And we hope you enjoyed the show. And we will see you all next Thursday. And we're going to have to get together, Lex, Josh, and we're going to have to think of some really mean questions to Oxo.
I'm already on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, take care. And Lokiel, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.